Yep. Crazy what's happening in this country. But hey, I'm not there anymore. We'll see where it goes. It'll be interesting to see what happens for sure. Anyway, let it burn. That's what I say. Let it burn. They got it. They got it. All right. MT Live today, 12 o'clock. It'll be another good one. Don't miss it. Just do mastertrader.com/MT Live and register. So there was a little selling overnight, decent amount, which unfortunately didn't happen now. And so prices, as you can see here, the Qs had come down to this level that we were looking for, that minor support level on the daily time frame. That doesn't mean it's not going there, right? You got the rising 20 really lined up more ideally, but prices have come down to a point where, overnight, where they began to stabilize, as you can see, down here, right? And they did the little, this was overnight, pop, retest and reversal. And I guess this was 8 o'clock. Maybe that was the ADP news. In any event, so there's stabilization in this area. I can move this out of the way as we were looking yesterday. So we got a big down bar. And we had a pretty decent rally that eventually fell apart yesterday. And I think my thought is, buyers are enthusiastic for the end of the year. Institutions, they're buying, and selling comes in. And so as it comes down to, I think, a lower level, an ideal level, which would be somewhere around here, institutions are going to come in aggressively, and we're going to get a nice reversal bar and some kind of pattern that is going to be setting up some swing longs. Obviously, it's not there yet. In the middle of no man's land, a gap down. We've got this bearish island reversal, and this is where people are going to want to buy. Weekly chart so far, we got a red bar. So far, red bars have not meant very much other than buying opportunities. And we'll see where this week ends. Right now, it's like whatever's happening here in the moment, put it in the context of the bigger picture, which is not aligned. And that's what makes things trading erratic. This is in an uptrend. This is where buyers want to get in. The 65-minute topped out, right, rolled over. Momentum increased to the downside. It has not slowed yet. And coming down into this area, closer to a more significant support area. And look, this is a good chart. I mean, they're all good charts, but it's significant from the point of view, this bluish areas of the overnight trading. So what is over here to the left? Well, it's got that minor support area, but looking at it from a 65-minute time frame, this is really not that significant as you compare to the topping pattern and the momentum that moved to the downside. So while I have this green area lined up, and I think once it tests there, buyers will show up again. But let me scroll this over a little bit. This major support area down here would be ideal. It's just a larger area versus something that this area right here, right, with that minor support, you can see my cursor. And so I explain this in the course, in different courses, about neutralizing something that's beyond further to the left. And I come to that conclusion by seeing hundreds, if not thousands of charts rip through areas and then seeing prices come down and really not being that meaningful. The rule being if it trades below and above, it's been used up as a reference point. So this is lined up with that same area, but it just takes the subjectivity out of, what's directly to the left and what's beyond. Okay. Included fear of missing out in his new book. In the new course, I think you mean. Yes, I did talk about that. Absolutely. Um, you should get that course. Dan and I spoke yesterday. So in MT Live, I'm not going to send out an email for it, but in MT Live, and if anybody in the room, of course, you can still get it at 50% off. But after that, I'm just going to raise the price 100%. Okay. Anyway, so there's the little lesson on support and resistance. So this stabilization at the moment is only meaningful from an intraday trading point of view. At day's end, we'll see where this is, and we'll see where it retraces, the depth of retracement into the red bar or the lack thereof. So I've got my little red band there, and we'll see how this unfolds. All right, let's just take a peek at the futures. And you can see the rally off of the low last night. This is in a downtrend. There was the spike as it came down to that support area, spiked up, and it's holding for the moment. And, this looks to me like it's going to move up toward that area. On the 5-minute chart, there's no weakness in this time frame as of yet. So that would lead me to think that it can come up maybe a little bit more. See the bottom of that bar is resistance, and here it is. So the white area is the trading during the trading day, which is from here down to here, and then overnight it accelerated lower where we got the wide range bar into the support, the exhaustion moved to the downside, and then a bullish 180. And this is supportive that buyers should continue. There isn't a large area, but for the moment, until it gets up toward a resistance area, the assumption is it'll go there until on the 5-minute time frame, there's some evidence of weakness, and so far there isn't. All right. Look at, okay. Here's the Russell. It came down, same area, spike up. And this has more room to go. So here's another example of trading above and below an area. And so it stopped. You see these overlapping bars right there? It stopped there. There was an attempt to go down. And traders are thinking, hey, come down to the low. Let's get a retest and we'll buy it there. No, they stepped in ahead of a time. And so now this looks like it could go up. It's got some room to go up. Anyway, and nothing is going to go up significantly. It's day trades until we see something more substantial on a closing basis on the daily time frame. Hey. So this is coming down, has come down to the support area. It's jiggling around down here on the 65-minute chart, pivot highs, pivot lows. It's indecision, playing ping pong. So we'll see where this goes, or whether it continues going sideways or whatever it's going to do. All right, looked at S&Ps. All right, this is already up into some resistance. So we'll just have to see what happens in the next 20 minutes or so, and at the open, which way things might flip-flop to go. All right. Let's just start here. Crude oil's whipping around, just continuing to go back and forth in this area, indecision, waiting. Bitcoin, come up off of the low, down near 100,000. And, it's on this little shelf of support there. And so this example, as I've been talking about neutralizing things, never was traded below. So it's a more substantial reference point when you look to the left, because it's never been tested coming down to it. This is the first time, so it's more substantial and it's in alignment with a whole number. So that's a good reference point, no matter what you're looking at, to apply that. Nonetheless, it did break down. Now, whether that's a breakdown, well, it did break down. Is it meaningful? Yes. Now, so now the process is, what does it do from here? Sideways or rally right back up again? For day traders, you could look at this for some long setups. Not great, but it gives you at least a start to think maybe. Nothing that makes me think a great opportunity. All right. Looked at those futures. Silver and gold are shaping up. Let's see if this can actually close green. So this came down, and we talked about the upside shakeout. Big. Head and shoulders with a giant head. And here's the right shoulder. Well, does it break? This bar is not done. So if it closes like this is going to be supportive that it could go up. But let's see where it closes. Gold. Thought it would come down. Test the 50, maybe 3,800. Let's see if it closes green. 65-minute is messy, so we have to see what this will do. And it's not ready yet. Okay, I haven't even looked at SPX, but let's see where SPY is. Let's see where it's gapping. So stabilization down here. Already, that was down at the 20 overnight. So an obvious place where buyers would be. Whether it heads lower or not, we'll see what shapes up during the trading day. So it's essentially, give or take, unchanged from last night. As the dip came last night and kind of leaves things in the middle of nowhere, I think. This is coming up to first resistance, so we'll see how it handles that. All right. SPX. Let's go to SPX. Yeah. So, yesterday I said down here, that was kind of a joke, but after the down day, things tend to have huge moves is where there's premium. And it was down below 6,700. So yeah, it gets ridiculous and it never got up there. So it's unchanged. It filled that gap overnight trading, low volume, not really all that meaningful. But anyway, things came up and we just have to see how we put it all together during the trading day, combining overnight trading with what's happening in the moment. And okay, I would have preferred 40, but there's not enough juice at 40. But not that much different, even with the overnight movement down 5. Six, 7. Oh, exactly in the same place as yesterday. Huh, that's interesting. I'm doing a double take on that to double check the number. After that dip and coming back up same place. So that infers to me that there's still a substantial amount of bearish sentiment from yesterday, which makes sense. That's a good thing. Like yesterday, unless some significant news comes out, it's not going there today. So unchanged, you got a half number and a 20 MA. You've got an unfilled gap. The gap tested overnight, but not during the trading day. So it's not as if it happened during the trading day. It still could go lower. You've got a whole number there, and anything below 6,700 should be good to go. Okay? And again, going up there in this crazy market, probably not today. Could test 6,800. That when, since it's basically unchanged here, but many are going to be, whether this, even though this happened overnight, many traders will be focused on this gap area in the 20 MA and 67.50-ish. All right. Let me hand a couple of things. We already looked at this, so you know where basically where it's at. There was the overnight pop. Let me see where the VIX is here. Nothing substantial. It come up to this poke bar. It's not a pivot, but there is a resistance area up there. And interest rates are basically unchanged, not doing much of anything. So I suspect we're in for more chop back and forth. You know, Ethereum, you know, is the breakdown. Eventually, you know, these cryptocurrencies are going to reach a point, you know how they work. You got to scare the death out of everybody, and wires will show up there again at some point, and just not yet. And get ready, Dan. You can take it over. 13-week, not doing anything. Little move up. So what that communicates is a little less confidence about maybe rate cuts happening in December, but we'll see how that all shapes up. All right. If the ruling happens from the Supreme Court and they say that the government has to give back the money, some of it, and the tariff things, that could jolt the markets a little bit, but we'll see. We'll see. All right.
Are you done?
Yep.
Good morning. Yeah, ton of earnings here again. So yeah, I heard or tell we that we might get a feel, but the opinion I heard is not coming out for a month or so. But yeah, I think you know the betting markets, um, you know, depending on how they relay what they're thinking, yeah, I think it can move it. I actually saw in the journal or somewhere today that the betting markets were actually it's 60-40 against Trump. So that's we'll see. But yeah, that's something to be aware of. I don't have well, I got one alarm going off. SMH had a down alarm here at 350. We have a call spread covered half, and I tightened it over this red bar. But the fact that it's now negated the gap with AMD being down so much is pretty impressive. So we have very light inventory and not a whole lot of tier one setups. But let's take a look. Yeah, look how much AMD was gapping down earlier, and for the SMHs to exceed it, the gap fill, it's impressive. AMD is one of the top five in the sector, that's for sure. But in terms of right now, 244. You know, call spread again. Call spread 255. Today's Wednesday, so we got 2 DTE. So we got a number of big gappers I'll be keeping an eye on. Here, SMCI gap another 200 put spread idea. You know, whenever I get excessive gaps, just my bias. 30-minute high, put the short-term put spread. So actually, I have said G there. It's another one, but I'll put SMCI there. Yeah, number of bullish gaps here on gold. So this looked like a total continuation short. I said if it opened flat, short the low to 10. But now we got a shock gap. So now we got a bullish multi-bar turn around the 50. So that, yeah, that's, I showed you gold. Well, GDX, I don't like as much. 366. This has to get over this resistance. But then it would be another bullish turn. I'll set an alarm at 369. Sam, GLD reported earnings today, right? So this is the earnings gap. Kidding, for those of you who don't know me. Pins, that's a nasty gap. This, so Sam, this and ANET, you got me in too early the other day, so I bailed on these yesterday. But that's a nasty gap. Look at that. But this goes into my category of excessive, ugly gap, but excessive with my bias 30-minute high put spread. Ping, I said if it opened flat, then I would have bought Monday's high. It's bullish daily weekly, but gap down here is now turning it into a call spread idea. Tossed, no pattern. TEM call spread. It's gapping down. 30-minute low, day trade short and call spread. Moss 28. That's a Climo, but it's gapping like 40%. So risk to reward, I don't like. Upstart here. Ugly gap. See what it does. ANET. Yeah, I bailed on this one yesterday. See, I prefer them when the bigger the gap, the better. Now 142. That's a mess. Light 220. That's a bullish gap. But getting extended. Look at the monthlies. Freaking Climo. That people ask, do Climos work on? Do patterns work on monthlies? Better believe it. Doesn't mean that I never trade the monthly. I just look at the monthly in terms of does it confirm my bias? Is there a void, which we'll be talking about. But this bullish should be a put spread on the pullback. Kava. I sold the $40 puts. So despite this gap down, 99.9% chance I got a nice open gain. So I think I'm bidding the nickel to get out. Sold them for like 80 cents. This was it, Alex. This was it, Mitch. This was it. And it was like 2029s I was talking about. Yeah, this is it. I forgot the symbol. So gapping down, so it would have worked. So since you talked me out of it, I to be fair, I think we should attribute 50% of the lost profits to our accumulated bet on journal. Wouldn't be fair to say 100, but 50, I think is fair. 82, I said yesterday, I was looking to sell a put, but no premium. SIPA bottoming pattern. Remember, this is the one in the green room. I said, if we were in a course, I would have you write me an essay of why this was possibly the start of a bottoming pattern. And there she blows. But I don't like the reward to risk now. Apps 775 bullish, but gap's too big for me. Hinge. The premiums on this were insane. So I sold the $40 puts. And this is the one I'm bidding a dime to get out. It's an ugly gap. But look, I have $13 of cushion. And I'm sure it's going to be spready at the open. So I'll take a look at it in 5 minutes. This one, LYV. I also did a put on this. So this one's going against me. Let me see which. Forget which one I did. Let me look. And it's going to be spreading, so I'm not going to even look at it. for 5-10 minutes. Having it booted up here. LYV, I did the 135s, so I have $7 of cushion. Now, KTOS would, if it opened flat, would have been a beautiful long pattern over Friday's high. But now it's gapping down to 83. So just like that other one I talked about, Caping, now it's a call spread idea. Yeah, look at the monthly. It's been on a tear. Similar to that Pelletier, you know, it's in the defense sector. So call spread. ES 7150, call spread. Trex. This is the ass kicking of the day, I guess I can say. So I have this in a excessive gap watch list. Man, that's getting hurt. LNT. Interesting though, Alex, that the stock is doing absolutely nothing on that news. Oh, Amgen is a tier 1 setup right here. Look, it's not gapping up too much. It's a little 1, 2, 3 looking thing. It's a bull rectangle on the week. Oh shoot, Greg, I forgot to do this thing we talked about. All right, so I got daily here, and I got the little weekly here. So that is a tier 1 gapper. Alex, I just told, well, I don't have time to get into it now, but we'll come back and talk about it. This is a powerful 1, 2, 3. It's a powerful weekly. Major resistance is higher. And if it takes out a 30-minute high, target 310. And that'll be part of today's MT Live also. Oh, I can't see where it's gapping here without looking at this. Yeah, so Greg, I just need to make a custom pre-market here because it's not letting me do what I want to do.
I missed what you were saying. What you were telling me?
I'm having a hard time making these charts bigger because it's messing up what I look at.
Why don't you just press the button there? This thing. Expand it, the whole thing. Then you can click it again and
I know,
make it put it where it was.
Then I can't see my pre-market and I can't see my weekly. So I'll just get through it right now. All right, so this is gapping down. Had this open flat, this is a beautiful closing breakdown with the 20 and 50 rolling over. But look, it's gapping to 1851. The gap's too big. OVV 3520. That's a 30-minute low. 30-minute low breakdown. Or OVV. Well, Rocco, on social media, they were saying it was too small. All right, par.
It looks a lot better. I'm watching it on YouTube, so I mean I can see it more clearly and whatever to rearrange things. I mean, you can make that 15-minute chart a little smaller, whatever, but
no, I like
anyway.
it. All right, a couple of alarms here. Hey, BXP, Sam, this is on your list. BXP, maybe 5-10 minute low, short idea. Wow, Kava filled the gap. That must be Kava, what I just got filled on. Amgen rocking here. Alex, didn't I just say target 310? It just printed 309. All right, so Sam, watch BXP for us. I got my hands full here. Look, see, Alex, I said the odds were it's gonna go through that. I didn't expect it to do it in 10 seconds. All right, let me concentrate here. Amgen, no, wrong symbol. AFG. Ah, this was the one, Greg. Remember we talked about W bottom, new low plus?
Mm-hmm.
So it looks like it's headed to the 50. So the question is, how aggressive do you want to get on board? I personally don't trade earnings in the first 5 minutes unless it has a beautiful pre-market pattern.
Well, you can share size it below yesterday's low and buy above a 5-minute bars high.
Okay, so you answered it. So 5 minute verse right now. Got it. Got it. Right, but that is a beautiful W bottom, new low plus at the 200 support weekly.
Regional banks are going up nice for the moment. Energy.
Yeah, that looks great. Look, Upstart here, SMCI, and they're going AFG.
Ignoring overnight data, the Q's 5-minute are in a downtrend.
Yeah, 15 is in a power downtrend.
And I think they go lower. Semiconductors, well, they came off of yesterday's low pretty powerfully, but 5-minute bar is not done yet.
Yeah, I got filled on my Kava puts. Hinge, I'm not filled yet. I'll bet it's because of the spreads. Yep. 15 cents by $1. Yep. And I'm bidding 10 cents. I'll go ahead.
The Dow looks decent.
Yeah. All right, SMH is stopping out at a profit. Now we're at the 370s. Wow, even they're spreading. 24 by 46. That's 18 cents. That's the make. I'll do the math later. Why we closed half? Okay, I'll do it right now. 40 is 60 is 30. That's the make just out of 30. Yeah. See, look at that AFG. See, that was our conversation. Do we buy after 1 minute or 5? And now 5 is too late. But
Did I have earnings yet?
yeah, that's it. All these are earnings. BXP triggered. If you're talking about BXP, it'd be yesterday's high, Alex. Stopping to. All right, what did you just say? What else? WST. Yeah, so yeah, that's same as it's I love gap downs negated with a bullish 15. So ideally this would be a fantastic 30-minute high. Let it bobble around a little bit more. But yeah, oh yeah, that's a tier 1, sure. Actually, I'll give half over this, half over 288 and half over 30-minute high. How's that? There. Don't have time to make it pretty. Yeah, I actually had it. It was in the weekend letter and I had canceled it yesterday. WST. Ross from yesterday, alarm. Enva, alarm. Not bad. I see John on social media asking about DAN, which is me. Yeah, yesterday's high. Yeah, yesterday's high, John. I'll set an alarm at 20 spot 80. Hey, Alex, you want to bet $20 that the pattern of Dan looks more bullish than the pattern of Sam without even looking? Mm. Pay up, pay up. That was a friggin' easy bet. Thanks, John W., for your question leading into an easy $20 bet. Oh, I did lift also, folks. I got the 18s and I'm bidding. Forgot about him. I just said that the pattern of Dan is better than the pattern of Sam. Now you're going to try to renege? Why is this showing me a loss? Ah, because it's after the bell, that's why. All right, that explains it. So I was bidding 2 cents to get out. And then, all right, that explained it. All right, let's see. All right, so Amgen, if there was a get, look at that, Alex. Am I good or what? Target 310. It went to 310.15. Man, I am running circles around you today. But I know that's like just normal information.
Financials are weak.
All right, tricks still. Wow, look at that volume. After 10 minutes, it's already at these prior highs. Exceeded it. Yeah, we got to put spread on PAC. Oh, shoot, that stopped. Yuck. That's worse than XLF. What the heck? Ah, there was news on him. I saw him on the television this morning. All right, well, that sure stopped. So we're now down to. We're down to one open and Microsoft looks spread in the weekly, but that one's fine. We have the 500s, $12. No, it's a 497.5.
Apple is weak then, just premium for a call spread.
For who?
Apple.
He's just like the worst of the fangs for premium,
Okay.
but I'll look again.
Whatever.
Seven. Let's kill half of Microsoft here. It's 27. And they're, with Q's weak, there's nothing wrong with taking the whole thing either. Q's fall. Well, I could come all the way down here and fill the gap. Let's kill this thing. Um, let's